By late 1941, one man was the master of the desert, Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. His Afrika Korps seemed unstoppable. He had pushed the British Empire to the brink, trapping their last great army in the fortress of Tobruk. The world was waiting for it to fall. But the British were not waiting, they were planning, and on November 18th they unleashed a massive war in total secrecy. This was Operation Crusader. The British 8th Army had secretly gathered its entire strength, over 700 tanks hidden in the sand, waiting for the signal. On November 18, 1941, the order was given. The largest armored offensive of the war so far exploded into life. The charge was magnificent, a sea of iron thundering across the desert, catching Rommel completely by surprise. But the battle immediately dissolved into chaos. This wasn't strategy, it was a Mad Max brawl. Entire tank regiments got lost, crashing into each other in the dust. Above, the air war was just as savage. British Tomahawks and German Messerschmitts fought brutal dogfights, strafing the chaos on the ground. The British had numbers, but Rommel had the 88. The dreaded anti-tank gun turned the British charge into a graveyard, a meat grinder of twisted steel. But the British kept coming. For 3 weeks the battle raged, a brutal back-and-forth slugfest that Rommel could not afford. The cost was staggering. Thousands were lost on both sides, a battle of attrition in the middle of nowhere. When the dust settled, the battlefield was a tomb of steel. But the British were still standing. Rommel, his supply lines cut and his panzers spent, had no choice. For the first time, the Desert Fox was forced to retreat. The siege of Tobruk was broken. The rats were free. It was a brutal, costly, and chaotic victory. This massive war in the desert was the first major land victory for the Allies in the entire war. It proved the Desert Fox could be beaten,